as the extinguished, as creatures coming out to play in the twilight of creation.
Human faces, intelligent and suffering. Turned upward and entering the trees.
The charismatic megafauna, polar bears, moose, rippling massive flanks to shake loose biting flies, the fox and the vixen. The leopard dazzling his camouflage, breaking the urgent glass. In the underlayer of humus and moss and broken clay, the cryptogams, the earthworms turning between the wizardly fingers of the forest. Managed growth of the second order, the third, steered towards what shoal a history for the benefit of imaginary extrinsic persons. In the branches, snowy owls and ravens, or the rock pigeons we call pigeons, that can't perch in trees, that swarm cities like the flying rats they are, hungry, iridescent at the neck like the rats themselves, shining like a collar at the base of a public sculpture. Monument to the fundamental flight, through corridors of power, mathematics, heat death rippling like an invisible wave, down State Street, paralleling Michigan, pushed to the restless constellations of the L, cutting longitudes across the lake itself, desert of water. Meeting the migrations of alien carp and cosmic rays, diving deep for the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Or swimming invisible lines, boundaries policed by radar from Canada, a mass of air launched by minute variations in temperature. Push and pull over heat islands, carbon dioxide absorption, ozone exhaustion, invisible and intervening like a god. That which manifests through its actions on substance, not itself substance. Weak forces, atmospheres, unnamed, unmet animal species gone extinct, whole genuses, phyla, unknowable kingdoms and principalities, coral reefs burned black like the crouched and burdened angels, muscular sketches of our vacancy as in an etching by Blake, horizontal the spiritual body, dividing like a hyphen the upper from the lower, Phaetic messenger of betweenness, inhuman round eyes fixed on nothing, on suffering, folly sporting events on Gaza. Wings outstretched to bandage the eyes of heaven, our eyes. As they would bandage the wounds of a headless child, or conceal the strength of a people from their weakness, the mortals masquerading as their own fates, individuals slashed open by solitude, acts of mourning and revenge, writing themselves into the text of righteousness. The messengers reveal nothing, like the animals marching slowly toward me now. 2 by 2, tongues lolling, eyes lit from within, hollow and sparkling, as a cave concealed from light for 30,000 years, but concealed no longer. Grace have I none, but what can be inferred by arms opening, palms, head tilting back to catch rain in my jaws. What is born now, what rests its way out of the eternal feminine, the body, my only warrant against monuments, my pledge to the immaculate moment. What is born is not of me, or the we, or of God, or animals. It is a wing. It is bleeding. It masks my eyes until the thunder comes to open the openness over all.
Okay, so our poem is Animals by Joshua Corey, and we did soapstone to annotate our poem. So for speaker, we put the American citizen overcome by a false reality of freedom, because the author uses a lot of flight examples like the snowy owls and the pigeons. For the occasion for our poem, we put that the speaker is attempting to break the barrier of freedom and discovering it is impossible at the end of the poem, because he goes through a lot of different animals and tries to break this barrier, but in the end discovers that it's not possible. For the audience, the speaker is talking to the American public and the government. The purpose of this play is depicted throughout the poem by the use of flight and freedom. So the purpose is the open eyes to reality of our claimed freedom. Like when he references, like the flying rats, they are hungry. The subject of the poem is freedom and corruptness of the world around us, because at the beginning of the poem, it starts off like naming different types of animals, and at the end, it kind of goes towards death. The tone words we use to describe this poem would be searching and longing, and the anger that the speaker feels towards the end of the poem.